What up, cornbread fiends? It's your boy, the Beach DM, man.
The charming one.
Welcome to our first episode of Hotwatercornbread, the podcast.
Today, we're going to be discussing the murder of George Floyd and the aftermath of his death.
Also, we want to highlight something that goes on every day in our society that no one seems to want to talk about.
Make sure you stay tuned until the end of the podcast. We will be announcing this week's winner of the $100 giveaway. Be sure to pay attention to our social media outlets weekly so that you too can have a chance to be a winner. Hey cornbread fiends, it's me, the charming one. Have you ever wanted your own platform to voice your opinions? Well, try Anchor. Your voice will be heard on multiple streaming platforms, and it's simple enough for a toddler to use. You can also earn extra money. Who doesn't want extra coins? I sure do. So try Anchor for free today. I mean, what can you lose?
Okay, cornbread fiends, welcome back to Hotwatercornbread, the podcast. So we are jumping right into the first topic. Charming?
All right, y'all. The grease is hot and ready. Let's go. George Floyd was an African-American male murdered in public on May 25th, 2020 by a white American officer. The arrest was made because Floyd was accused of using a counterfeit $20 bill.
Really? So this man is dead behind a counterfeit $20 bill?
Yeah, a piece of paper at that. A piece of paper, $20.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy. But while he was handcuffed and laying face down, the officer kept his knee on his neck for about 9 minutes.
Like, you couldn't stand this man up at least after 3 minutes? Like, put him in handcuffs so he wasn't resistant.
Right.
By my understanding,
right.
You could have easily put him in the back of the patrol car.
Yeah. Like easily, or
minutes.
let him stand up next to it or something. That was just extra.
Wow.
Yeah, and then 3 minutes of that time, they said that he was unresponsive. He wasn't breathing, nothing.
So he was basically knocked out.
Yeah, dying.
You suffocate this man.
Yep.
Over $20.
Yep. It's nuts. So after all this happened, he got 2 autopsies. The first one was done by the county medical examiner, but they said that he died from cardiac arrest. And, of course, they didn't fail to mention that he had fentanyl and methamphetamines in his system.
Well, they always got to run to the drugs. That guy was on drugs. But it doesn't matter. It do not justify what occurred.
Absolutely. Nope.
This man did not have to die behind this.
Nope. And drugs, speaking of drugs, half the doctors that's doing these surgeries and different things on us that we trust, they're on drugs too. Cocaine, come to work intoxicated, so
Most
don't
definitely.
just judge. Yeah, don't judge.
You are so right about that.
Discover. Yeah. So the next autopsy was done by his family. It's a private one to see what was really going on. So they concluded that his death was consistent with mechanical aphasia. And they said the compression from his neck restricted the blood and the brain, the blood and the oxygen from his brain, which is basically cutting off his life supply, And also with the officer still being on him after he already was unconscious, it made it even more difficult for him to even breathe or even try to breathe. And that officer was charged, by the way.
Great. That's great. He need to be charged.
Yeah, all the way charged.
Yeah.
Charged to the max.
Death penalty. Death penalty.
Yep, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And what's the last meal that you want, sir?
You're right.
Yep. So, if anybody is interested, his funeral services will be held June 9th in Houston, and also another service will be held Thursday in Minneapolis. And Floyd Mayweather has offered to pay for all of the expenses for these funerals and services and things, which is pretty darn awesome.
Shouts out to Floyd.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, all across America since this occurred, there has been riots, looting, and emotional outpours. And here's a clip on what George Floyd's brother had to say.
I understand y'all upset. Like it was already said, I doubt y'all half as upset as I am. So if I'm not over here wilding out, if I'm not over here blowing up stuff, if I'm not over here messing up my community, then what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Y'all doing nothing. Because that's not going to bring my brother back at all.
Okay, he is absolutely correct. It will not bring his brother back. But we have marched peacefully. We have protested both silently and verbally. And they still continue to kill us. And we have a president sitting in office who cares nothing about it. So for them to hear us, see us, and feel us, to me, we are taking the correct approach. If everything has to burn for us to rebuild, so be it. Grab the torch.
I understand, and I respect it. I respect your opinion. But I also read that they only protested silently for one day. And that's not a lot of patience.
Okay.
I also agree with his brother. The riots and the looting, it won't bring them back. I believe the answer is love, for real. It appears as if people are acting out of ego, with fear and anger. Not only are they destroying other races' properties and communities, but they're destroying our own. And what's the point of that? You cannot fight fire with fire. History has been repeating itself since the beginning of time. And we do have the power to make a change. We have proof that we are capable of making change. I don't believe being destructive is the answer. If you ask me, I'll say they look like wild animals. And when I say they, I'm speaking about everyone who's out there destroying other people's properties. There are other ways to be heard or seen.
Okay. That's a great opinion. So, to me, they want us to be more civilized.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way I get them an answer if we act like wild animals.
I don't know.
You feel me? So, to me, we can't fix this problem with love.
Mm-hmm.
We have tried in the past, but nothing has changed.
Okay. Well, long story short, we cannot change or reprogram racist people. Racism has been taught from generation to generation. It's going to be in the next generation. I mean, hopefully there's less and less each generation. Right. But, I mean, after all this damage is done, what's next?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right, if any of you cornbread fiends have an opinion about this topic, post your thoughts on any of our social media outlets, and we promise to respond. Okay, this next topic is something that is not talked about enough. Men forcing themselves on women and women forcing themselves on men, which I think is not a thing, but yeah. I'm just saying, I don't think men should force themselves on women, but I don't see how that's a thing for a woman to force themselves on a man. What you think?
Well, I'll start on the man part since I am a woman.
Okay.
What can I say? it's awful. It's very awful. Like, this is my body. And so if I say no, no means no. You know, I don't care if we've been together in the past or if you're my husband or my boyfriend. When I say no, that means no, don't touch me. But some people have experienced, you know, being forced to do things that they don't have to do or don't want to do without really the option, you know. And I think it's just, it's not a cool thing to even experience.
I mean, I think no woman should be forced to do anything. Like, this is not a man. That's not our place. Like,
Right.
if a woman don't want you in between her legs, touching on you, don't do it.
Right.
Like, to me as a man, allow them to let you. Like, give you permission.
Right.
Don't just go over there and be like, hey, give me some ass. Like, come on, man. Like,
Right.
it don't work like that. But on the other hand,
They're not entitled
yeah, you
to
know
the
what I'm
pie.
saying? Yeah,
Okay.
but a woman entitled to the D. You know what I'm
No.
saying? There is. Like, if a female, like, let's look at it from another point of view.
Okay.
This is how I feel.
Okay.
If a girl, like, messing with you, she wants you to get that ass, you know.
Oh my God.
She want to suck you. She want to suck that thing.
Oh my God.
Let her. Why not?
But what if you say no? Like, you're not in the mood, or you're
Let me
hurting,
tell you
or
something.
you're tired.
I'm not gay.
That don't mean you're gay.
I can have a broken leg. Back could be out. Hey, you want to suck this penis? All right, let
Oh
me
my
get in the good.
gosh. Hey, my mom might listen to this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom. I have a potty mouth. Now you see who she was working with. But to me, it's just not a thing.
It is.
That's how it look. Like,
Men get raped all the time.
wow. I wish I could raped by a woman.
Oh my God. Oh no.
I'm not serious.
No.
Why
That's,
not?
if you say no, no means no.
No. She could be butt ugly. She want to suck my penis. Hey,
Ew.
come holler.
Oh, guys don't think like this. Oh my goodness. I cannot.
I'm just being real. It's different when it comes to men. Like, it's just different. Like, I care less for a man who forced themselves on a female. But a woman who forced themselves on a man, shots out. I'm going to take a shot for you tonight.
That is double standard AF.
Hey, but it's coming from a man point of view.
What your point of view? Because what if, like, you're a man and, like, you have diabetes or something and, like, your sugar is low and then she doesn't let you take your insulin or eat, but then she takes your penis and, like, you pass out or something because your sugar's so low. What happens then?
Huh?
You didn't even listen.
Hold on.
I'm saying, okay, so it doesn't have to be that extreme. But say you come from work or something and you're literally, like, bleeding. And she's like, I don't care. You can bleed out. I'm finna get the D. You don't gotta get the D? You gonna bleed out?
I'm going to feel much better
Oh,
after I bust that nut. You know what I'm saying? That
Okay.
little leak of blood. All right, you know what I'm saying?
I
You tripping.
cannot with you.
How are you tripping? Like, come on now.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on now. Okay, let me get more serious. Let me get more serious.
Okay.
Like, I'm just going to get away from that topic.
Okay.
But if you're a man and you out here raping women and forcing them, you ain't shit. That's just point blank period. You ain't shit.
I agree.
You ain't gonna never be shit, and you worthless. I'm just saying, like, why? These are women. We are